Do you want to increase brand awareness, attract new patients immediately and consistently, and become the go-to practice in your community? Then learn how to do ground marketing. That's what I'm going to be teaching you in this series. Let's dive in. Ground marketing strategies for urban versus rural areas. Tailoring your approach to different environments. That's what we're going to be discussing in this episode today. Now, ground marketing isn't about getting attention. It's about showing up in people's real lives, in their routines, in their community. When we think of marketing, we often picture ads, clicks, impressions, and screens. But the truth is, the most effective marketing still happens face to face. Ground marketing is not about chasing attention. It's about earning trust through physical presence. You're not interrupting people. You're just being visible, friendly, and approachable where they already spend their time. As I like to say, we don't wait for the neighborhood to find us. We go into the neighborhood and start a conversation. No pitch, no pressure, just presence. So with that in mind, we're going to learn the core principle, which is meet people where they already are. And we're going to break it down by environment because the rhythm of every community is different. So let's talk about urban areas. Be where they're already moving. So in cities, people move fast. They live in apartments, hit the gym, grab coffee, and run errands in the same few blocks. But your job is to insert your practice into those daily patterns in a way that feels natural and genuine. You don't need a massive campaign. You need repetition and proximity. Just say things like, hey, yeah, we're right down the street from you guys, right here. Or hey, we got some freebies for you. Or we're just highlighting some local businesses this month. That's it. Short, warm, and familiar. Because in urban ground marketing, frequency beats flashiness. So a couple places you can go to is apartment complexes, gyms, fitness facilities, coffee shops, corporations, even shopping strips or like grocery plazas, right? And your goal is to show up often, stay casual, and become part of the neighborhood routine. Now, just with that list that I mentioned already right now, apartment complexes, fitness facilities, coffee shops, maybe like a shopping strip. Those are 4. But if you're thinking, okay, what other areas? No. If you were just to do the apartment strategy alone and ground market to all of them, meaning you're part of all their events, you're part of all their new move-in packets, and you have sign-up sheets and all the employees, meaning the maintenance technicians, the property managers, all them, they're signing up. You're busy for years. You're not just busy for a couple times or anything like that out of the lifetime of your practice. No, you're busy monthly for years just with apartment complexes. Now imagine doing it with gyms and everything else. Keep that in mind. Don't always try to go all over the place, especially in urban areas. You just want to be part of the neighborhood routine. Okay? So that's urban areas. Rural areas. You want to be where they're already gathering. So in smaller towns, life moves slower, but relationships move deeper. You're not trying to be everywhere. You're trying to be known. People remember faces, names, and stories. So say something like, hey, we're putting together appreciation bags for the teachers and the staff. We appreciate you guys so much, and we just wanted to show that appreciation. Would it be okay if we drop some off? They're going to love it. And that tone matters. You want to have a warm, empathetic tone, always. It's personal, it's neighborly, it's human. Now, in rural areas where you can go to is schools, markets, family events, small shops, and local diners. You don't need hundreds of interactions, just a few genuine ones. Okay. Now, point number 2 is understanding the flow of the community. So before you start ground marketing, study the rhythm of daily life in your area. Don't guess, observe, because the best ground marketer doesn't interrupt the flow. They move with it. So urban flow, you want to follow the pulse, not the population. In cities, people live by micro routines, meaning coffee before work, gym after work. They're picking up their kids at daycare, lunch errands, and so forth. So spend a day or two observing. Ask yourself, when do residents leave for work? When do gym members linger? Which cafe has the laptop crowd? Then show up during those natural pauses. Here's some timing examples. Coffee shops from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Apartment gyms, 5 to 7:30 p.m. Corporate gyms even, 5 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 to 8 p.m. Daycares, always 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Now, when you show up, it will feel natural, not disruptive. So try to do that, especially with gyms and so forth, like daycares and everything like that. Timing is very, very crucial in locations like that. So make sure you're not showing up. If it's a gym, you're not showing up like on a random time, 2 to 4 p.m. You're going to get hardly anybody. You want to show up in the busy times. So keep that in mind. You're not asking for anything when you're showing up to these locations. You're just adding value, and it feels natural. Now, the rural flow, follow the habits, not the hours. In rural areas, traffic isn't about time. It's about rituals. So markets, games, fairs, that's where people gather. Study their rhythm. When's the farmer's market busiest? When do families hang out downtown? Who organizes these local events? These people are your connectors. And some simple things you can say is, we just want to support the local vendors in the market, or we just want to support the local vendors. Who can I contact who organizes these events? We'd love to help with, and then just provide an incentive. We'd love to help with setting up a small booth, or we'd love to help with sponsoring, or we'd love to help with something specific. That's it. It's simple, reciprocal, and that's how you become part of the community's flow in a rural area. Here's a good rule of thumb when it comes to the flow. If you disrupt the flow, you're forgotten. But if you enhance the flow, you're invited back. So always think with urban and rural areas, how am I enhancing the flow? And you can't go wrong. Now, point number 3 is the reciprocity principle. You want to give before you ask. Reciprocity isn't about free stuff. It's about strategic usefulness. Ask yourself, does my gesture make their life easier, their job look better, or their customers happier? If yes, then you've earned real reciprocity. Now, when it comes to urban reciprocity, here's some examples you can utilize. And in the ground marketing course, we have the exact scripts for all of this step-by-step process on how you can do this, the outcome, and what to expect. And you even have real life examples of me doing the actual scripts in real time, so you can see everything I do with specific businesses in urban and rural areas. Now, urban reciprocity, you want to make them the hero. So one thing you can do is a spotlight exchange. So feature local gyms or salons in your content. You can say, hey, we're doing a local legends highlight, or whatever you want to call it. We're here trying to spotlight locals in the community, and we were picking one business a month, and we decided we wanted to pick you because we heard incredible things. Can we feature your business or your services this week? You're going to love it. And then they'll promote you in return. Another thing you can do, and this is what we do with sign-up sheets all the time, and what we're starting to test it out with is also QR codes. We have members in our course who are utilizing the QR codes, and it's working fantastic. And that's what's making me think like, oh man, we should probably start doing this a lot more, is where you offer a QR code perk for local employees only. And that's insider access. And they'll keep your offer circulating internally. And this is how it works. So you know how in the past and still today, I always drop off a sign-up sheet and I'm like, hey, we want to give your team or whoever an incentive. And let's just say it's free whitening. Hey, as a thank you for letting us be a part of the event or whatever, what I wanted to do is I wanted to give everybody in your team free whitening. Now, what they can do is put their name and number down, and I personally will give them a call. I still do that. But now what you can do is honestly just have a QR code and say, hey, this is an exclusive offer just for your team. What you can do is just scan the QR code and they can schedule this week their free whitening. That's it. And boom, they scan the QR code and it sends them to a landing page that other businesses around the community are sent to, and they got to fill it out. So it does eliminate you having to go to each business separately all the time and picking up the sign-up sheet. But I also don't like that at the same time, because I like to see them the second time, the third time face-to-face and talk to them and build a deeper rapport. But the good thing about the QR code is it eliminates that. But now you're getting these people signing up on the spot, online, on the landing page, and then they can see the incentive. And you can always just change up the incentive. You can always change it up just on that landing page, and then boom, that's it. And then maybe 2-3 months from now, you can come back to the business and say like, hey, how are things coming along? How are you guys liking the exclusive perks? Things like that. And if they say anything, you can always change up the landing page. So it's up to you on how you want to do it. But I think that's a pretty good idea, the exclusive QR. And you can utilize that too. So if you're ever doing an event and you want to leave a sign up sheet, you can go ahead and leave a QR code on the sign up sheet, or not even a sign up sheet, just a QR code, and let it circulate internally. And then they can fill it out and they'll submit that they want the free whitening pretty immediately. And they'll see all the perks on that landing page and you're good to go. That's urban reciprocity. You want to make them the hero, maybe even offer the internal team or their staff something exclusive so where they feel like an insider. Now, when it comes to rural reciprocity, you want to save them time or make them look good. Now, a great thing that we like to do is a community wall challenge. We build a smile wall that celebrates local customers. It lives in their business and your name stays up every week. So you can do something like that, or the same thing, you can spotlight a specific business, put it up on your community wall in the practice that you have, and it can just be a poster. And it says the business we're spotlighting this week is kind of a thing, make social media content with them. You can even ask them if they want to give a specific incentive to everybody who sees it. That's free marketing for them. But in return, they will also promote you. And that's the thing. That's the reciprocity. You're making them look good, but at the same time, they're promoting you. Now, reciprocity isn't generosity. It's strategic usefulness. Remember that. You want to make them look good first, and they will naturally talk about you. Point number 4 is build relationships, right? Not just campaigns. So ground marketing isn't about mass exposure. It's about micro alliances. You don't need 1,000 people to know you. You need 12 gatekeepers who already influence your ideal patients. In the urban area, micro partnerships that multiply trust. That can look like tenants, right? Whenever they provide new move-in packets for apartments, property managers love it when you're able to provide more inside of those new move-in packets that makes them feel like, hey, we're giving these new move-ins and the families something exclusive. So tenants are fantastic. Property managers. You can also do the employee perks, right? Where you're providing the staff something exclusive, things like that. You make them look professional, generous, and community-minded. Now, when it comes to rural, community anchors that endure. Think that. So schools become allies with schools, a local workforce connects, right? Have priority appointments for local workers. Feature market vendors on social media and they'll promote you back. Every interaction is a relationship bank account. Keep depositing value. And in a few months, the referrals flow automatically. So remember, when it comes to rural locations, schools, local workers, maybe have priority appointments for them. When it comes to the schools, give the teachers something exciting that makes them feel appreciated. And then feature market vendors on your social media. Whenever you're at farmers markets and you feel like you clicked with a really good vendor at that farmers market, feature them, right? In a business or in a post or in your community wall or anything like that. Feature that business. When it comes to urban areas, property managers, tenants, personal trainers, maybe HR managers as well when it comes to corporations. Those are the ones you want to keep in mind. And then point 5 is simplify your message. Always think the rule of 3. Every introduction should answer these 3 things, simple and clearly. Who you are, what's in it for them, what to do next. And the what to do next should be an easy yes. So in the ground marketing course, we have all the introduction scripts for all kinds of businesses, whether it's banks, gyms, fitness facilities, any business you can think of on the Chamber of Commerce, even the Chamber of Commerce itself, corporations and so forth. We got all the scripts for you right then and there. You can just literally copy it, say it word for word, and you'll see the results. And you can watch me actually do that and see the results as well. When it comes to this introduction or anything that you want to say and thinking of the rule of 3, that's all you really want to do. It's just, hey, we're right down the street from you guys. And we were just wondering, kind of create conversation. And then from that point on, just say, yeah, we were just wondering if we can ever, have some of your information. That way we can give it to our patients. They'd love to know more about you. Yeah, okay, well, what are we going to do next? Oh, yeah, just give me some of your information. You see how simple that is? You said who you are right down the street, what's in it for them. Hey, we wanted to feature you guys, basically. And then what to do next? Just give me some of your information. And then boom. Now you have the opportunity for an ask. You can say, hey, could we ever have some of our information in your business? Or, hey, do you guys have any events? Or, hey, anything coming up locally that we can help support and be a part of, maybe set up a little booth. I love it when we go to hotels like Marriott, Holiday and all that stuff. A lot of the times we don't know this, but you can just say, hey, by any chance, would it ever be okay if we stop by and talk to the employees here, but we'd love to give them some extra benefits and some free resources. They love it. They're like, yeah, we have a team meeting every week. Please come by, set up a small booth. You can do whatever you want. And they'll let you do it. So think of things like that, but you see how the introduction is very short, simple, clear, and you're letting them know what's in it for them. It's short, relatable, and conversational. And that's the language of trust. Then point 6 is the principle of consistency. Stay on the calendar. Don't do ground marketing once. Make it recurring. So for urban areas, pop-ups every month at the same complex or gym. And here's a huge tip. If you're in a busy shopping strip, just take a couple steps outside of your practice, set up a booth there, maybe a easy pop-up for when the sun comes up, have some balloons, and that's it. And watch people stop by, talk to you and everything. And all you had to do was just take a couple steps out and pop up there once a week. That's it. They'll get used to it. They'll know it. And they'll pass by so many times and they'll say, I never even knew a practice was here. But lo and behold, you've been there for 20 years. And all it really took is you just to step out and set up a booth. So if you are in a busy shopping strip or in a busy location where there's a lot of foot traffic, please do that. Takes no work, won't cost you anything, but all you got to do is just set up the booth outside and just have someone there signing people up. So that's for urban. For rural areas, have quarterly family nights or school visits. You want to be consistent. Go to these family nights every quarter and go to the school visits all the time as much as you can. After 3 to 4 consistent appearances, the community stops seeing you as a marketer and starts seeing you as the neighborhood dentist. Point number 7, follow-up that feels personal. Your follow-up shouldn't sound like a sales pitch. It should sound like a neighbor checking in. So make it personal. Hey, Sarah, loved meeting you at the market last weekend. Were you able to by any chance check out the other vendor? Yeah, wasn't it cool? You talked with him about that? That's awesome. I've been meaning to check them out too after you create some small talk. Then say, I held one of our, and maybe you called it local family checks for all the families, or I held one of our new patient specials for Thursday just for you and the family. It's quick and we can see everyone in your family all at once that day. Want me to hold it? And that's it. It's friendly, familiar, no pressure. That's how you convert conversations into appointments naturally. And then finally, measure what matters. Don't obsess over clicks or likes. You want to track human metrics. And in an upcoming episode, we're going to be talking specifically on what you need to measure and what you need to ignore when it comes to ground marketing. Okay. But right now, you want to measure what matters. So leads per event, new patient conversions, show rate. And if you want family referrals, right? How often are they referring people? So track human metrics on urban and rural areas. So you want to keep these core principles alive. Okay. Be present, show up physically, be consistent, repeat faces, repeat places. Be generous. You want to give first, be relatable, talk like a neighbor, be organized, track your progress, and be patient. Remember, relationships compound. Ground marketing is not flyers. It's not, can I leave some cards here with you? Hey, I'd like to introduce myself. We're doing free toothbrushes today. No. Ground marketing is you saying, I'm here, I'm consistent, I'm useful, I know your names, and I hope you look good. In the city, you win with consistency and convenience. And in small towns, you win with community and care. But everywhere, you win by doing this. You show up, you serve first, and the patients will follow. Now, here's my challenge to you, and I mean this. In the next 7 days, I want you to pick one place, an apartment complex, school, gym, cafe, a market, just one, and I want you to walk in, not to get patients, but to make them look good. That's the first domino. That's where it starts. And then let me know how it goes. Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget all this information and so much more. The scripts, the templates, all the downloadables, all the videos can be found in the ground marketing course. And on there, you get more one-on-one training with myself and my team as well. So if you want these results and so much more, you want to be seen as the go-to practice in your community where new patients just come in automatically, then please go check out the ground marketing course. I'm going to put a link to it in the show notes below. It's going to be the first link in the show notes below. And just check out and see what all the other practices and members are saying about the ground marketing course and the results it's bringing them. And I'd love to see you inside of the course. So thank you so much for tuning in. And in our next episode, we're going to be discussing using data to improve your ground marketing results. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.